Welcome back to FPLGoa, and with Aston Villa's thrashing of Liverpool, Game Week 4 concluded. In today's video, we are going to analyze the how we fared in this game week, and we would start with Siddharth, but he isn't there. He's currently at the bottom of the table, but we are going to dive into um, number 9, that is Rebov. Rebov, could you tell them about your captaincy anecdotal?
Okay, so first I had Mane as my captain, but then when he got the COVID, then I changed it to James Rodriguez, but because that's another story why I changed it to him. But then I thought that Calvert Lewin is consistent in all three games, so I made him the captain, and I don't regret making him the captain that much. But if obviously if James was the captain, I would enjoy more. And then also I made yeah, I removed De Bruyne from last match, and I had put Zaha, Rodriguez, and Calvert Lewin. And also I removed Mitrovic.
Why don't you tell them about your dream that you had?
Yeah, so on Saturday morning, and I got a dream that James had scored, James had scored 13 points in the game week. And then I told it to the guys in the group, and then that happened in the morning. So uh, so that next time I'm not going to tell them any of my dreams. I'll keep it to myself. Uh, that's why I had captain James, but then I decided to captain Calvert Lewin instead of James. Then Bellerin was a good. He had a good game, but if he had a clean sheet, then mostly even Leno would have a clean sheet, and I would get points at least in 80 or 75, 80 something.
Ribba, you had said minimum 90 points, ended up with 64. How do you
Yeah,
feel about that?
I feel just my decision was wrong. I feel if I would captain James, then I would have gotten at least 80. And even if, what is that, if Arsenal had kept that clean sheet, then I would have crossed 90. I'm sure of that. So I'm happy with my prediction, what I had made. Not prediction, then my confidence that I would get minimum 90. But next game week, I'm surely getting more than 80. I'm
Okay,
sure of that.
okay,
But he
Ribba.
also got a -8 this game week for making two transfers.
Yeah, I know. But those are the hits that you have to take, I feel.
With 60
So
points,
if I,
if you look at the table,
if,
he's very close to Nigel. Nigel, you're in
yeah,
danger.
Hmm, very close. And
So
Siddharth is
moving
close
on
to me.
to okay, moving on to Nigel's team. Probably the lowest points in the league. Nigel, how do
Hmm.
you what do you want to say?
I don't know what to say. See, if Richarlison had to stay on, I suppose he would have given at least an assist or a goal, considering how good Everton played. And then Dean was, I think, unlucky because Richarlison went off in the same flank, probably hindered Dean. And I don't know, man. Pretty
There
horrible
were
team.
already there, there were already doubts before the game regarding Richarlison.
Yeah, but
I think
then
yeah,
the doubts were like he was most likely to start rather than not start, and he did start. But then during the game, he aggravated it, so that was a problem. But
the
I'm
same.
I'm sort of
Yeah,
happy that Trossard got me an assist, even though like I removed Son for him. But I knew he was going to give something, so sort of happy with Trossard, I suppose.
and, and Nigel,
The
what do you
will,
want to say about your captain pick?
I don't know, man. It is either between Salah and De Bruyne, and Villa were very good defensively, and apparently attacking wise also. And De Bruyne hit the post in the first half early on, like with a free kick, so he could have scored there. and then he had many shots blocked. So I don't know, man. He played deep though. And City won that great attacking.
Are you
So
happy
yeah,
with Podence? Are you happy with Podence?
I think Unpordance is going next week. Depends how hard I go about it. One person who's not going is Vardy. But everybody else. Podence might go the next week.
What's your thoughts process
Uh,
behind
What was
keeping
the good reason
Martinez
you
in
kept
goal?
Mitrovic?
one at a
I
time.
kept, I bought Mitrovic because it was on a wild card, and I don't know who else to buy. At that point, I didn't think Mopai was a good option, so I bought Mitrovic because he's the only target man. And I don't know, Wolves conceded 4 against West Ham. I mean, if anybody had to score from Fulham, it had to be Mitrovic, no? So I thought of keeping Mitrovic, but no, he didn't do anything.
Who was the most disappointing player? Like, which player were you the most disappointed with in your team? From your team?
De Bruyne was captain, obviously. Should have I hoped for an assist goal and an assist.
Um,
My one of the worst totals I ever had. I got 20. It's like top 5 or top 3 lowest totals that I ever had. Sheesh.
I mean, wasn't your start bad? Like
Yeah,
Saturday,
it happened. It wasn't. I mean, what Saturday or the season?
Saturday
Saturday.
with Everton and unplay.
Okay. Yeah. So I like that. Yeah, I was happy that Werner did not score, and that was the first game. So in that respect, it went fine. But then the Everton game was horrible. Like seeing everybody having
Nigel,
Rodriguez, and then I didn't have Rodriguez. That was horrible.
Nigel, you're a Arsenal fan and you don't have even one Arsenal player in your team.
I don't know who to pick from Arsenal. Man. Aubameyang is playing too wide for me, and then besides Aubameyang, who else would you pick realistically?
Bukayo
Like I know
Saka.
Saka, but
Saka has been good.
maybe, but I don't know. Saka was not always sure to start anyway. Let alone score.
Yeah, just about. Or even I
Yeah,
would have had Saka in my team.
Who did you
but
take the
then
-4 for? Who did you take a hit on?
I brought in and Werner and Son. I think everybody removed Son. I'm not feeling bad about that because I think 90% of the league removed Son. I don't think anyone still has Son. I don't know, but
Mm,
yeah, who expected Son to start, score 2 goals and give an assist? What's wrong with
Yeah,
you?
Mourinho said that. Mourinho also sounded very um, unsure about having Son in the starting 11. But it is
Say
Mourinho
that
what
said,
it
Moreno
is.
definitely had Son in his FPL team.
yeah, definitely.
So
Horrible.
moving up the table. Next, we take a look at Vishwas team who got the highest points this game week for Mali. 17 points. Vishwa, how happy are you with your performance this game week?
Yeah.
I am really happy because my hit was successful. -12 is really a big hit, and getting highest points in a league was like really good. I was last game week. I was like I dropped a lot of points, and I was beneath my position decreased. And this time I like climbed up a lot in other leagues too. So I think it was successful hit, as I said, and also Ames and Salah both performed. So I'm happy about it.
What do
Which
you?
three
Who? Okay,
players?
so
Yeah, which three players did you take those hits for?
Jack Grealish, Callum Wilson, and I forgot other player.
Jack
then
Grealish got around what 25 points in the Premier
24
League.
points Grealish, 16 points Wilson. That's 40
Yeah,
points
no,
gone.
Richarlison. Richarlison was the other player.
Okay.
It's fine for Richarlison, but you took a massive hit.
Let's see if you
Yeah,
were.
I removed Grealish. I removed Grealish for Ames Rodriguez, so he got points 18. Yes, 18. Only Bamford didn't perform, but it's okay. Still 71 points.
Well, let's see
Satisfactory, I can
if you
say.
had to keep those players. If you had to keep the players you would have had 41 points more. So 41
No,
plus
Plus
uh,
12.
12.
let's
So that's 53 minus the points you got now. How much you got? Rodriguez 18 plus. 19, and who's the other player you brought in? Rodriguez, Bamford, and
Calvert-Lewin.
okay, so 18, 19, 25. Oh my god, you lost almost 20 points, man. 30 points almost. You would
Yeah,
have been
so
100 points if you had to keep the last week's squad.
you still find that successful?
Oh my god.
Yeah, I still find it successful because Callum Wilson won't perform every game week, but
No, I
will
mean,
he is consistent in the
talking
performance.
about,
So
yeah,
I
like
think the you can't think about a
I'm
game
talking
week.
about I'm talking about your original projection that was like this, like an upward slope, but you made those changes and 71 points.
I mean, it's not bad. The
Yes,
71
maybe
is a good
jinx
point.
worked and your prayers and jinx worked, I guess.
I didn't jinx your team. I did not jinx your team.
But I mean,
I don't think
71
I
is
jinxed
still
anyone's
really a
team.
good point. I mean, to
No,
end this
just
game.
kidding. I just said Callum Wilson, I never trusted him. I just removed him because I saw the game against in EFL Cup and they were horrible. And I put Bamford thinking that at least he will score one against Manchester City. Horrible decision, but not horrible decision, horrible luck, I must say.
Was it Grealish getting 24 points against Liverpool?
Who expected Grealish to score, man? Who expected Grealish?
Two
24
goals, three
points.
assists. My
What are your
god.
plans going into next game week?
I won't touch on any of them. I will just let times Grealish given this point because
Hmm.
he's more consistent. That's pretty obvious.
So
Hmm.
is Grealish on your radar for game week 5?
No, no, not at
Okay.
all.
No.
Just one game week. But if he performs for 3 or 4 game weeks more, then surely he might be because he plays against Leicester and Leeds in coming 2 game weeks. So if he performs that, then everyone will get him, not only me.
Yeah, probably.
Especially
Hmm.
Poor guy could have
yeah,
got 100 points.
you had McCarthy in goal. Yeah, I mean, I had McCarthy on the bench.
The rest of the
You
team was
also
like,
had Podence.
okay, I suppose. I
Were you?
mean,
I mean, this thing. You had Aubameyang in your team. Why did you decide to go with Aubameyang for this game week?
Because he didn't score for game week, man. And usually, if you see his pattern, like for 1 or 2 game weeks, he's quiet, and next game week he comes and he scored. He gets 12 points, 13 points, and also they played against which team this game week?
Sheffield.
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 Also, have been conceding and not that great. So I thought he might get at least one goal.
Hmm.
I think that's the same thing. That's the same fear I had about fear that I have about Aubameyang. I just feel like one of the game weeks there's like a hat trick or a double incoming, and I'm gonna miss out on that.
I mean, he's still, I think, going to be, I mean, Arsenal's leading scorer. I think he'll still get 20 goals a season. In the end, I suppose he'll still be good, but right now, I don't know.
But last season he did not play as wide as he's playing this season.
No, he still had the same role. It was him, Lacazette, and Camavinga on the right. But I don't know what happened. Let's see this season how he plays.
Compared to last season, Lacazette used to drop a lot. Now it's like the strikers are like being
Yeah.
too much on top, and wingers are like Aubameyang
Hmm.
wasn't a proper winger. He's like come from left, and then be a
Yeah.
striker. Now it's different. He has become out and out winger like.
Yeah, that is it. That is it.
Whatever is happening is like good for Arteta, but not for us.
Mhm.
Uh, yeah,
Hmm.
but that's Arsenal for you. Moving up into the table, next we have is CraigDorado. Craig,
Craig
too many
Brady.
corners. No corners were taken quickly, I guess. It was just uh, Trent got
Um,
bamboozled on the left.
yeah, Trent. I think it was
You
more
had him in
like
your team.
Adrian was
You
playing
had
for
him in your
West
team.
Ham.
Wasn't he a former West Ham player?
Yeah, he was.
He was.
Started that too.
Sorry,
After
Adrian was
Yeah,
playing for Aston Villa.
right.
no, Adrian was West Ham.
And the way Martinez was playing, it was like there was Martinez in one corner and Adrian in one corner.
That was
Yeah.
I mean, Liverpool did have chances, but they just failed to convert so many of those.
I'm
But it
really
was
happy
really
with
shocking.
Jota.
Yeah,
I think Jota filled in for Mane really, really well. Like the way he played,
Yeah.
he was really good.
but yeah, there was that one shot of his that I think it was in the first
He
half.
sort of dinked it over Martinez, but yeah, wasn't
Oh,
good. I mean, it was good enough to
I
go.
can't recall. That was a very weird night.
really?
First
Salah
night.
scored 2 for you. That's good.
Yeah,
I
but
mean,
who did he captain? Who did he captain? Which one is worse in you people's opinion? Captaining Kevin De Bruyne or captaining Aubameyang this season?
I mean, it's the
Consider both
same
of them getting
thing.
the same point.
Both are horrible. Both got
I
2
think
points.
it's worse captaining Aubameyang considering his form, but De Bruyne is more like sensible because since he takes set pieces and all.
See,
Yeah,
my
that is
thought process was mainly behind this league. I was like, see, even when we spoke about captain picks and all of that, there was no Aubameyang mention. So I was like, see, I'm going to do reverse psychology here. And then Arsenal are playing Sheffield United. I don't feel like Lacazette is going to start, or maybe not let him play. So maybe Aubameyang may play up front. Well, that didn't end up well, did
Didn't
it?
get you. But you should
Craig
feel
tried
very
to be
happy
too
that
smart.
Saint
Craig tried to be
Maximin
too
gave you
smart.
those points.
Then I ended up playing Anthony Martial, who I thought again would start of the season versus Spurs, but it kind of happened the other way. Manchester United finished their season versus Spurs
Just
completely
a
wrong.
minute. How?
Yeah,
What is the negative points for a red card?
3, -3. I
And
think,
how did he
no,
get
no,
1 point?
-2, I think. How did he get?
Yeah.
He assisted. He assisted.
He won
-3
that
it is.
penalty.
Yeah.
Lucky Craig.
He would have got
Uh,
-2 otherwise.
Craig, half of
Still,
your points are from Saint Maximin and Salah
I
alone.
swear.
The rest
Yeah.
of your team.
Saint Maximin. What a saint, man, Craig.
I think my
Saint
bench
carried
has
your
more
team.
points than my strikers and my defense combined.
All hail Bissouma. Yves Bissouma.
Another thing that I wanted to point out was Barnes. How unhappy were you that
Oh,
Bar turned that goal?
Uh, yeah, I mean, it was just that day. We just started off with Barnes and finished off with Jack Grealish putting it in the back of the net.
yeah. Man, if Barnes had scored that goal, I would have gotten a Vardy assist at least.
Actually, started off with Richarlison just like
Jarrison.
walking out.
It's too bad,
Never
man.
coming back.
Uh,
And the thing was, I played my free hit last game week, and if I was looking at my free hit team, I would have got about 100 points this game week.
Sure, yeah.
I think
I
if people who
had
had
Son,
Richarlison had
Kane,
removed,
Then
Son, Kane, McCarthy. I don't even know. There was Salah.
You could have got much better points.
Yeah, strong comeback.
Yeah,
Strong comeback.
And see your comebacks after the international break. You have any? What are your plans? So you're keeping Saint Maximin and Aubameyang or Martial?
Let's see.
Isn't Martial suspended? Isn't Martial suspended?
Yeah, it's most likely looking. It's looking like a wild card, but yeah, let's see.
Probably.
Go to see if plays Bissouma and then he
I
gets a
swear.
Bissouma double or something.
Bissouma and Martial. Bissouma hat-trick.
Well, the most notable thing I think in Craig's defense is that um, if you like tally up his defense right now, it's just 1 point.
Yeah.
One for just one.
One would -1. Davis got more points in your entire defense.
Yeah, and he was on your bench. Why did you decide to bench Davis and lay?
I thought
Daniel?
Manchester United were going to run riot against Hotspur, like Tottenham.
I mean, Sort of understandable, I suppose.
But Davis
Yeah.
didn't
Benching.
perform. First of all, I thought they're going to play Regulian. How you pronounce his name?
Hmm.
Even I thought Craig Davis in his team lucky at least someone is getting like assist points, and now
I
I
had a
realize that he's
dream
on the
that
bench.
Davis scored like the night before United Spurs. I had a dream that Davis scored. Close.
Ancelotti shouldn't have played Richarlison. I'm not complaining about Saint Maximin. He's fine.
Obviously
Yeah.
not.
Aubameyang should have just stayed at home and watched Black Panther or something.
Aubameyang had a good chance to score, but Ceballos gave a good through ball. Just
Yeah,
wide of
lofted
him.
through ball, I think it was.
No, lofted. He sort of lofted. No, I mean, not lofted as such. It wasn't grounded either.
Should
Between.
Pepe be starting ahead of William?
Uh, Pepe is not in good form right now, and neither is Willian, to be honest. But now that Pepe's got his goal, I think he'll start the next game. Moving on, moving on to the next place is number one is Warren. Warren, is he there? Oh, you're there.
Yeah, I'm here. I'm here at the top.
Okay, so this is your team. What do you have to say?
Wild card.
Yeah, I've done my wild card. I'm I'm happy like with the points that I got. They're just enough to propel me to the top. But when you play a wild card, you always hope that you can like cross that 80 mark, you know. So that's the only thing that I'm upset about. But uh, I got more points than most of you guys, so I'm happy about that. But it did not like
Yeah,
give me a really, it did not give me a really big advantage. That's what you want to do when you're playing a chip.
why did you go with double Leicester defense? Schmeichel, Justin.
Because I see before playing my wild card, I had Leno and McCarthy in my team, and actually I was supposed to play McCarthy, and but then it was the last minute that I decided, and Leno was supposed to be on my bench, but then I decided I looked at Arsenal's fixtures and I looked at Southampton's fixtures, and I think both of them have like difficult fixtures like from the next game week onwards.
Yeah,
And then I
sort of.
thought that these guys won't help me, and it's better if I keep McCarthy and I go for another safer pick. So I went with Schmeichel. Yeah, this, they have two easy fixtures, I think. One was supposed to be this game and the next game. But who knew West Ham was going to beat these guys?
Yeah.
Such an unpredictable team.
And
Feel
now
about
they're
Van Dijk.
playing.
And like, I think in game week one only, I said that if there's anyone from that Liverpool defense that I'm going to go for, then maybe it's going to be Van Dijk because he's bound to start. I think like all the games in the season unless he gets an injury and is really important in that defense. So I'd go for Van Dijk over Trent, like even though Trent offers you more attacking returns. But looking at this season, it's like uh, there are shades from last season too. Barely getting clean sheets, so I might think of upgrading. That's just a thought for next game.
About next game week,
And
though, you have Rodriguez, you have Calvert-Lewin, you have Salah and Van Dijk. Yeah, it's um,
playing
Liverpool,
each other.
Everton.
Yeah.
You know what I'm going to do next game week? I'm just going to play Mitchell. Mitchell over Van Dijk, I guess.
Who are they playing? Palace next game week?
Um, I think they have an easy fixture. That's
Um,
why
I
I
don't know.
picked. I think they should be having an easy fixture. Or I wouldn't have picked
They're
them.
playing Brighton.
Oh, it still
have to
could be
just-
tough. I mean, with Mopa and
Yeah.
Trossard in their form.
I think it's
50-50.
Palace home. Palace home. Palace are playing at home, I guess.
Yeah, Palace home.
Then
Yeah.
good
So
then.
that's the reason I picked Mitchell in my team.
And what about Cody? How much is Cody? Is it 5.5 or something?
I would have gone with size. But
Yeah.
however, last game week that my team value is 99.5, and there's not much that I can really do. So I have to just work with uh, what I feel like is best. So from that
Oh.
Wolves defense, I went for Cody. I could have got size, but I didn't have the funds.
Ings.
So how
So
much is
Southampton are playing Chelsea away.
Uh, yeah, the reason I kept Ings is because last season there was this similar situation where Ings had like 3, 4 difficult fixtures, and I think it was after the lockdown only, and I think he scored in 2 out of those 3, 4 games. So I'm still hoping that he can produce the same outcome against Chelsea. Chelsea, I mean, I feel like they were Palace didn't really threaten them, or they would have conceded. So I
yeah,
hope Southampton can do something.
Yeah, you got 2 minutes
Chelsea?
left. Huh?
Like Chelsea's defense isn't that great anyway. Getting 3-0 against West Brom, Ings could do really well.
Yeah, but I'm still uh, before the game week starting earlier, I said that game week 5 is going to be harder than game week 4. Most of my players just play against each other. I do not have any Chelsea players, but I do expect Southampton to concede. Um, but then the Southampton's first game also plays into my mind, where they were struggling to just get past Palace. So I'm hoping something like that doesn't happen, and they can uh, they can actually put pressure on Chelsea's defense and maybe score a goal. And that is Ings that scores a goal and
Yeah.
not Che Adams. So that was our league for game week 4. As you can see, there's not a huge gap separating either of us. Probably the only huge gap that is there is from uh,
As the Everton
1 to
fans
10.
say, top of the table, mind the gap. But no.
Yeah, Everton play Liverpool. That will be a game to watch. I hope you all enjoyed today's video. There's the international break that's coming up. Take your time. Think wisely. If you still have your wild card, and don't forget there's Gareth Bill available for 9.5 million. Thank you for watching. Like and subscribe.
Won't transfer out Callum Wilson.